Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to News at 10 on BTV News. I'm Urbi Islam with you today. You just heard the headlines. Now, moving on to the details. The International Crimes Tribunal has issued arrest warrant against Army League President Sheikh Hasina and 11 others on charges of enforced disappearance during the 15-year rule of the party. The three-member tribunal led by its chairman, Justice Muhammad Ghulam Mortuza Mazumdar, gave the order today following a petition of the prosecution. Former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's security advisor Tariq Siddiqui, Major General Zia al-Ahsan and former IGP Benazir Ahmed are among the accused facing arrest warrant. Later, Chief Prosecutor Tajul Islam said they have evidence that the incidents of enforced disappearances would take place following direct orders from Sheikh Hasina. The tribunal has fixed February 12 as the next date for the case. Convener of the anti-discrimination student movement, Hasnat Abdullah, urged the politicians to recognize the revolution of the young generation by shunning the politics of division. He made the call while addressing a rally at Mukto Moncho at Government Rajendra College ground in Faridpur today. Through this rally, the anti-discrimination student movement and Jatiyo Nagorik Committee started mass contact programs across the country to build public opinion in favor of the July Uprising proclamation. Chief organizer of Jatiyo Nagorik Committee, Sarjis Alam, said the recognition of the July Uprising must be written in the Constitution. The recognition of thousands of martyrs and wounded must be included in the proclamation of the July Uprising. Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus has asked Bangladesh Export Processing Zones Authority (BEPSA) to promote Bangladesh abroad and bring more investments to the country's industrial sectors. The Chief Advisor issued the directive when BEPSA submitted its annual report for the 2023 to 24 financial years to him at his office in Dhaka today. Create a team for economic diplomacy and promote Bangladesh abroad, the Chief Advisor told the BEPSA officials, asking the body to collaborate with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for the purpose. He also asked BEPSA officials to engage Bangladeshi students studying abroad, especially in China and Japan, to help investors overcome language barriers before making investment choices. BEPSA Executive Chairman Major General Abul Kalam Muhammad Zia Rahman said that they are already receiving positive responses from investors following the July-August uprising in Bangladesh and the repeatedly changing global political landscape. In the past 3 weeks, we have received $135 million investment proposal from the Chinese investors. Talks are underway for more investments, he told the Chief Advisor. He said that currently 8 export processing zones are operational in Bangladesh, housing 452 factories. There are 136 more factories currently under construction in the zones. Among the operational factories, over 100 are owned by the local investors and the rest are mostly joint ventures. Chief Advisor Professor Yunus asked the authorities to explore the possibility of setting up solar power plants in export processing zones and work on gas exploration and develop a distribution system. He also asked the authorities to see if Bangladesh can benefit from importing energy from neighboring countries. Special envoy to the Chief Advisor, Lutfi Siddiqui, who was present on the occasion, put an emphasis on targeted economic diplomacy. Bangladesh Investment Development Authority (BIDA) Chairman Ashik Chaudhry said that Bangladesh should incentivize the investors investing in export processing zones. Principal Secretary to Chief Advisor Mohammad Siraj Uddin Mia was also present in the meeting. BNP chairperson Begum Khaleda Zia will leave Dhaka for London tomorrow at 10 at night by an air ambulance. Begum Zia's personal physician and BNP Standing Committee member Dr. AZM Zaid Hussain said this at a briefing at Gulshan office today. He said the BNP chairperson will be accompanied by 6 members of the medical board, personal officials and 4 doctors of the Royal Air Ambulance. Begum Khaleda Zia will admit to a clinic in London and next steps will be taken as per suggestions of physicians, Zahid Hussain added. Former Prime Minister Khaleda Zia has sought dua or blessings from people of the country for her return at home after recovery. Home Advisor Lieutenant General retired Mohammad Jahangir Alam Chaudhry has said there will be no Bhate Hotel or Aina Ghar in DB office. He told this to the journalist after visiting the DB office in the capital today. The Home Advisor said before arresting anybody, persons concerned have to demonstrate ID card and put on jackets. Regarding the security issue at borders, he said there are high security measures at Myanmar border to avoid unexpected incidents. Bangladesh is keeping in touch with both Arakan Army and Myanmar Army, Jahangir Alam Chaudhry added. Responding to queries from journalists, the Home Advisor said law enforcers are alert against muggers and make necessary arrests. Inspector General of Police Baharul Alam, DMP Commissioner Sheikh Muhammad Sajjad Ali and senior police officials were present at that time. Posts, Telecommunications and Information Technology Advisor and Information and Broadcasting Advisor Nahid Islam has said the decisions has been taken to provide financial assistance of 637 crore 80 lakh taka for the families of the martyrs and the injured during the July-August mass uprising. He said this while talking to reporters after a meeting on financial assistance to the martyrs and injured in the July mass uprising held at Rail Bhavan in Dhaka today. Information Advisor also said 232 crore 60 lakh taka will be given in the first phase within this month and the rest will be given by June next. Disaster Management and Relief Advisor and Liberation War Affairs Advisor Faruqi Azam, Railway Advisor Mohammad Fazul Kobir Khan, Chief Executive Officer of July Shahid Sriti Foundation, Mir Mahbubur Rahman Snigdho and Executive Member Dr. Tasneem Zara and senior official of different ministries were present at the meeting. Mentioning that the July Mass Upsurge Directorate is being established under the Ministry of Liberation War Affairs, Information Advisor said under this, the families of the martyrs and the injured in the July uprising will be provided lifelong assistance and rehabilitation. Information and Broadcasting Advisor Mohammad Nahid Islam said the news of July mass upsurge has been widely discussed in many countries of the world. He said this while addressing the closing and certificate distribution ceremony of Content Creation, Cineplay and Visual Technique course at National Institute of Mass Communication in Dhaka today. Information Advisor said content creators will have to produce contents containing the spirit of July mass uprising. Information and Broadcasting Secretary Mahbooba Farzana, among others, spoke on the occasion with National Institute of Mass Communication Director General Sufi Zakir Hussain in the chair. Later, the Information Advisor distributed certificates among the course participants. Local Government Reform Commission Chief Dr. Tufel Ahmed said from 2021 to 2024, about 23,000 crore taka was spent on local government elections. If the elections were held simultaneously with the parliamentary elections, this cost would have come down to less than 600 crore taka. He revealed the information today while speaking at a view exchange meeting at the National Institute of Local Government Auditorium in the capital's Agarga. The head of the Local Government Reform Commission said that local government representatives should be held accountable in order to prevent public representatives from turning into advocates. He said their actions should be watched over or controlled. Tufel Ahmed also said that an independent commission should be formed to monitor the development plan and progress of the local government. Members of the Local Government Reform Commission were present at that time. Now, international news. More than 60 million Americans across more than 30 states are in the grips of a huge winter storm that could bring the heaviest snowfall and coldest temperatures in over a decade, BBC reports. A polar vortex has brought frigid weather down from the Arctic to the central U.S. with extreme weather conditions accompanying it. Thousands of flights are delayed or cancelled, many roads cut and schools shut as a result of the storm. Blizzards are expected to bring whiteout conditions to Kansas and Missouri, where a state of emergency has been declared. A state of emergency has also been declared in the states of Kentucky, Virginia, West Virginia, Arkansas, and parts of New Jersey. The weather is expected to begin easing on Monday. Israel has killed 88 Palestinians in Gaza over the past 24 hours, according to the territory's authorities on Sunday, as it expands its brutal assault on North Gaza to the neighboring Gaza governorate. Beginning on 2nd January, Tel Aviv has escalated its brutal assault and seized tactics initially concentrated on the enclave's north since 5th October last year, now extending them to central and southern areas. This threatens to lead to a significant increase in the number of Palestinian victims, according to the warnings from humanitarian observers, given the high population density in the central Gaza governorate, including hundreds of thousands of Gazans who fled the 3-month-long Israeli assault on the north. Israel's decision to expand its tactics of using massive military violence against civilian areas in combination with businessmen to the south is already seeing a rise in civilian casualties. Meanwhile, a Hamas official on Sunday said the Palestinian militants were ready to free 34 hostages in the first phase of a potential deal with Israel after Israel said indirect talks on a truce and hostage release agreement had resumed in Qatar. Mediators Qatar, Egypt and the United States have tried for months to strike a deal to end the war. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is increasingly likely to announce he intends to step down, though he has not made a final decision, Reuters report citing a source familiar with Trudeau on Sunday. The source spoke to Reuters after the Globe and Mail reported that Trudeau was expected to announce as early as Monday that he would quit as leader of Canada's ruling Liberation Party after 9 years in office. The source requested anonymity because they were not authorized to speak publicly. Trudeau's departure would leave the party without a permanent head at a time when polls should show the Liberals will badly lose to the official position Conservatives in an election that must be held by late October. Sources told the Globe, the Mail, that they did not know definitely when Trudeau would announce his plans to leave, but said they expect it would happen before an emergency meeting of Liberal legislators on Wednesday. An increasing number of Liberal parliamentarians, alarmed by a series of gloomy polls, have publicly urged Trudeau to quit. The Prime Minister's office did not immediately respond to a request for comment outside regular business hours. The Prime Minister's regularly published schedule for Monday said he would participate virtually in a Cabinet Committee meeting on Canada-US relations. South Korean investigators trying to arrest suspended President Yoon Suk-yeol have asked for an extension to the warrant that expires Monday, with the embattled leader holed up in his residence. The former star prosecutor has defiantly refused questioning 3 times before a failed arrest attempt, so hundreds of protective guards blocked investigators trying to detain him over a bungled martial law decree last month. Investigators from the Corruption Investigation Office said Monday they will ask for an extension to a warrant due to expire at the end of Monday, 1500 GMT. The validity of the warrant expires today. We plan to request an extension from the court today, said Lee Jae-seung, Deputy Director of the Corruption Investigation Office, in briefing to reporters. He added they had asked for the police's help to detain Yoon because of the difficulties investigators had faced and would consult them on the timing of the warrant extension. Police have yet to expect the request. Last week, a 10-hour-long standoff with hundreds of security forces forced investigators into a U-turn over security fears. Yoon faces prison or at worst the death penalty if arrested after briefly suspending civilian rule and plunging South Korea into its worst political crisis in decades, but both he and his supporters have remained defiant. Malaysia said Saturday it expelled 2 boats ferrying about 300 undocumented migrants from Myanmar from the country's waters. The Malaysian Maritime Enforcement Agency MMEA said the boats were located 2 nautical miles southwest of the northern resort of Langkawi late Friday evening. MMEA provided assistance including food and clean drinking water before expelling the boats out of the national maritime border to continue their journey. Director General Maud Rosli Abdullah said in a statement, "We're also working closely with Thai authorities to obtain additional information on the movements of these boats." On Friday, Malaysian police detained almost 200 suspected Rohingya migrants from Myanmar after their boat ran aground in Langkawi. The Rohingya experienced persecution in their predominantly Buddhist homeland of Myanmar, with many fleeing to affluent Muslim-majority Malaysia or refugee camps in Bangladesh. They often endure harrowing months-long sea journeys to arrive in Malaysia by boat or sneak into the country via its porous border with Thailand. If caught, they are often sent to detention centers that rights groups say are typically overcrowded and filthy. The Media Reform Commission has visited Chattogram Center of Bangladesh Television. Members of the Media Reform Commission, led by its chief Kamal Ahmed, visited the state-run Regional Broadcasting Center this morning. BTV Chattogram Center General Manager welcomed the members of the Reform Commission. Later, a meeting among the Commission members and officials of the BTV Chattogram Center was held. In the meeting, Commission members inquired the details of the Regional Broadcasting Center. Now news on weather. Met Office in its weather forecast till 6 p.m. tomorrow said light rain or drizzle is likely to occur at 1 or 2 places over Rangpur and Sylhet divisions. Besides, weather may remain mainly dry with temporary partly cloudy sky elsewhere over the country. Light to moderate fog may occur at places over the country during midnight to morning. Night temperature may remain nearly unchanged and day temperature may fall on to 3 degrees Celsius over the country, said the Met Office. Now, news on sports. Rangpur Riders beat Sylhet Strikers by 8 wickets in the first match of the day of BPL at Sylhet today. Sylhet Strikers bat first and scored 205 runs for 4 wickets in 20 overs after losing the toss at Sylhet International Cricket Stadium. Rani Talukdar scored 54 and Zakir Hassan scored 50 runs for the team. In reply, Rangpur Riders scored 210 runs for 2 wickets with 1 over remaining. Alex Held scored an unbeaten 113 of 56 balls and Saif Hassan scored 80 runs. Held's century is the 3rd century in this year's tournament. Alex Held was named man of the match. Meanwhile, in the second match of the day, Fortune Borishal beat Darbar Rajshahi by 7 wickets. Darbar Rajshahi batted first and scored 168 runs for 4 in their stipulated 20 overs. In reply, Fortune Borishal scored 169 runs for 3 with 15 balls remaining. Tamim Iqbal was unbeaten on 86 runs of 48 balls. Afghanistan defeated Zimbabwe by 72 runs in the second test of the 2-match series in Bulawayo. Chasing with a victory target of 278 runs, Zimbabwe started their 5th and final day's batting with the overnight score of 208 for 8. They lost their rest of 2 wickets without adding any runs with the total. Afghanistan scored 157 in the first innings and 363 in the second innings. Zimbabwe scored 243 runs in the first innings, and Afghans clinched the series by 1-0 as the first test was drawn. To end the bulletin, headlines once again. International Crimes Tribunal (ICT) issues arrest warrants against 12 people, including Sheikh in a case filed for enforced disappearance. Rally in Faridpur to mobilize public opinion for the proclamation of July Uprising urges politicians to recognize the revolution of the young generation, shunning the politics of division. Chief Advisor Professor Mohammed Yunus asked BEPS authorities to promote Bangladesh abroad and bring more investments to the country's industrial sector. BNP chairperson Begum Khaleda Zia will leave Dhaka for London for better treatment on Tuesday night. There will be no Ainagor and Bhater hotel in DB office. Concerned persons must wear a jacket and show ID card before arresting anybody, says Home Advisor. Severe snowstorms in the United States, emergency declared in 7 states, thousands of flights cancelled. And Rangpur Riders beat Sylhet Strikers by 8 wickets in today's first match of BPL in Sylhet. That's all from the newsroom for the moment. Thank you for staying with us, and we invite